So I'm going to be talking about the planned aggregate expenditure curve and what causes the planned aggregate expenditure curve to shift. So the first thing I want to go over is how the planned aggregate expenditure is calculated. So the planned aggregate expenditure curve is calculated with the following formula. It would be autonomous expenditure plus marginal propensity to consume times the national income, or a simplified form of this equation would be A plus B times Y, with A being autonomous expenditure, B being the marginal propensity to consume, and Y being national income. The autonomous expenditure is spending that does not change with a change in income. There are three parts of GDP that are not used to calculate the planned aggregate expenditure curve, and those three parts are government spending, investments, and net exports. Now, for the things that can shift the planned aggregate expenditure curve, what shifts the planned aggregate expenditure curve are non-income determinants, and some examples of these would be interest rates, as high interest rates would lead to a lower planned aggregate expenditure curve, and low interest rates would lead to a higher planned aggregate expenditure curve. Future expectations also play a role. If it's predicted that the economy would improve or it will be performing well in the future, that would lead to a higher planned aggregate expenditure curve. And if it's expected that the economy is going to be performing poorly, that would lead to a lower planned aggregate expenditure curve. Government spending can also shift it, with more government spending leading to a higher planned aggregate expenditure curve, and lower government spending leading to a lower planned aggregate expenditure curve. Demand for imports plays a role, as a higher demand for imports leads to a lower planned aggregate expenditure curve, and the lower demand for imports leads to a higher planned aggregate expenditure curve. Now, how does this look on the graph? So, if the environment lowers the planned aggregate expenditure curve, the planned aggregate expenditure curve will shift down, and the equilibrium will also shift down with it. And if the environment allows the planned aggregate expenditure curve to increase, the planned aggregate expenditure curve will shift upwards, and the Keynesian equilibrium will also shift upwards.